No one wants to get sick while on vacation, but how can you prevent feeling under the weather while traveling? There are ways to be prepared, at least. Hello, ladies. Good morning to you. Dr. Thompson is in our open door green room awaiting our segment in just a couple of minutes. We'll be talking about how to prepare for a health emergency while you're traveling. Time now is 8:16. Yes, can you believe it? Holidays really are right around the corner, and that may mean some travel for you and your family. The trip out of town not only exposes you to more germs, but traveling can definitely put you under a lot of stress, and you know that compromises your immunity too. So how do you keep yourself in good health so that you can enjoy? Dr. Sharon Thompson of Central Phoenix Obstetrics and Gynecology is joining us this morning. She's always committed to trying to keep us healthy and feeling well, and she wants us to think about preparing for a health emergency while traveling. Good morning.
Sure. When you're traveling, you think of the good time that you're going to have, and that's what I want you to think about. And the way to stay healthy is to plan not just where you're going and what clothes you're taking, the wonderful bathing suit you're going to wear in a country where no one knows you, but also to think about your health.
Okay.
So for folks who might have chronic health conditions, there's some special things that they need to think about, and that includes allergies.
Okay.
Lots of times people forget that. So you want to plan ahead.
Okay. And a lot of times you might be traveling someplace where you're not suffering from allergies at the time at home, but then you're exposed to something else, and all of a sudden the first couple of days are pretty much ruined.
Exactly. And for all of us, we can have that little emergency pack, right?
Okay.
That has a little Benadryl, a little Tylenol, some Band-Aids, you know, just the usual basic first aid kit, and that'll be good for most of us. But let's say you have a condition like diabetes.
Okay.
You have to think ahead a little bit more because you may have medications that you need. You may need to let the folks you're traveling with know that you could potentially have an emergency that they are not prepared for. So just give the folks you're traveling with a heads up. Hey, I have this condition, I'm okay, I have my meds, but just in case, here are the numbers you call, here's what I might need.
Well, and you always, you assume that your flights will be on time or whatever mode of travel will be easy, but, you know, if you're stuck, you're delayed,
that's right.
You need your medications, you might need, I mean, an EpiPen or your insulin or whatever you have to be, and you have to plan for it to be a longer duration than maybe you're expecting.
So planning is so important. The other thing to plan for or to think about is if you're doing a strenuous trip.
Okay.
Because there are people, I'm not one of them, but there are people who go on long hikes or a mountain climb.
Going to Machu Picchu.
Exactly. And then you might want to see your doctor before you go.
Okay.
Because sometimes health problems that you were not aware of can crop up if you're doing something extra strenuous. Or you're going to high altitude where there's less oxygen. Some of us don't tolerate that so well. So you might want to think about, if you're planning one of these major, I'm going to do this trips, to go to see the doctor beforehand.
See if there might be something that you can even be prescribed as a precaution, right?
Exactly.
What about, I guess if you're exploring a new area, there might be some countries where, or if you're going to a jungle, you might want to ask some questions about whether you need any special vaccinations or anything to be on the lookout for.
Definitely. You know, in the United States, we have a great healthcare system, and so our doctors take care of those things for us. But if you're going somewhere where you might be exposed to something that we don't see here, you definitely want to ask your doctor when you go, or check out the State Department has a great website that'll tell you for most regions around the world what you should be thinking about, vaccines or medications or prophylaxis, things like that.
I once came down with, I guess, strep throat and sinus infection the day before a trip, flew to Hawaii, and I guess my eardrum was about to burst, had to go straight to the urgent care. I mean, nothing can ruin the start of a trip like something like that, and being miserable on a flight.
Exactly. Little did we know when we planned a segment that Olivia would be the example.
Oh, I've got story after story, also without any Benadryl, and had an allergic reaction on an international flight. So yeah, there are a lot of things that can happen.
That can crop up.
And once it does happen to you, you're a little paranoid.
Exactly. And so are the people traveling with you.
Yes.
Yeah, because they'll never be the same.
Yeah, they should be, but some of them weren't paying enough attention. Dr. Thompson, any last-minute thoughts as we get ready for a season that's busy, and the impact on stress as well?
So one of the big things in holiday travel is germs, infection, right? You're stuck in that airplane cabin for hours with folks who may have all sorts of exposures. So you really want to try to be in the best health you can before you go. And what do I always say? Hand washing.
Hand washing, right? And maybe wiping down the area just a little bit.
Wiping down the area, that tray table.
Oh, yes.
They do a good job.
I wipe it all down. It might be embarrassing for a moment, but you know what? Who cares? Dr. Thompson, thank you so much. Healthy days to you as well.